Hey everybody, just want to talk a little bit about jar cleanliness. I prefer all of you to clean your own jars because I know some of you are really particular about what kind of detergents you use, as far as you don't really want to be using the chlorine and or bleach or anything for your jars, and I know some of you really would prefer to use that. So that's why I have you guys do your own jars as far as keeping them clean. On occasion, it happens to me as well. I will, get a jar back from a client and I go to open it and I can already tell it's kind of moist in here. So there's like little droplets in the jar. So I already know it's gonna smell bad. And the thing is, if the jar smells bad or is wet, that smell is gonna go right into your milk. And then you're gonna feel like, man, my milk's just not staying fresh anymore. I don't know what the problem is. That's the problem. The jars need to be dry and really, really clean before you drop them off. If they're wet, they're gonna smell funky. I've had jars that I need to fill that smell like garlic. I've had jars that I need to fill that smell like pickles. You can only imagine what that milk tasted like. Garlic milk, pickle milk. I can only imagine. Anyway, I want to talk about a couple of things that I noticed that are things that are commonly overlooked. The moisture is one of them, but also the lid. If the lid is not clean, that's bacteria. And that's going to go right into the milk. You don't have to see it in order for it to be there and in order for it to really mess up your milk. It can just be there. So right around these thread lines, underneath the thread lines, anywhere, just really inspect it. Kind of imagine that the health department was looking over your shoulder. I grew up that way, so that's not hard for me to get into that mindset of having a health department inspector looking over your shoulder. And if you can do that, that'll help a lot. Also, we love these lids, right? They're wonderful. But in each tiny little crevice, if there's milk there, that's gonna be a problem. All right, so let me show you what I use. Please excuse the messy kitchen and the messy brush, okay? This goes into the dishwasher, every so often. But I will use this brush and just really get into all of those crevices. And I will use super hot water, the kind that my family says it burns their hands. But that's just what I prefer to use. And then I also put these through the dishwasher, but the dishwasher doesn't guarantee that everything's gonna come out. So every time I put one of my lids into my dishwasher, I do a visual inspection, okay? Because I want my milk to last 3 weeks. And I think that might be part of the reason my milk is lasting longer, because when I'm filling your milk for you, your milk gets filled and put into the fridge before I even start on my milk. And that fridge out at the milk shed, I keep at freezing temperatures. So your milk is getting chilled quicker than mine. Mine goes downstairs to my basement fridge, where I hope that fridge is working, but it doesn't always. But my milk is lasting a really long time. The only thing I can figure is jars, the condition of the jars. So that's something that if you can just really take a look at, smell your jars, visually inspect your jars, visually inspect your lids, look for problems. Don't assume that they're not there. Assume they are there, because your milk is a living organism. And, it's got all those wonderful enzymes and healthy bacteria, and we don't want the bad stuff to thrive, so it needs to have the proper cleanliness so that only the good stuff will survive. So anyway, that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. And then, you know, it's helpful if your name is on the jar as well as on the lid. Not totally necessary, that's fine. It's helpful if you get all of the dates rubbed off, you know, washed off. Again, I'll just scribble over it and just keep writing. They're your jars. So I just wanted to talk about this a little bit and hopefully encourage you guys to, you know, just make sure your jars are clean so that your milk will last longer. We're getting into the winter time, so the milk is going to chill a lot faster. And as that happens, we'll start to make adjustments on when we fill for you, so that your milk isn't sitting out in the fridge and it's 10 degrees below zero and you get ice cubes or broken jars by the time you pick up your milk. So we'll make adjustments on that and make sure that, you know, just do the best we can. Blossom is due any day now. So as soon as she has her calf, we should be, you know, give it about a week, but she should be back up to, you know, being able to produce a good amount of milk for everybody. So right now I'm kind of holding my breath to make sure that I've got enough milk for all of you. But, you know, once she has her calf and is in the milk rotation, we should be just fine. So I will keep all of you up to date. But I wanted to talk about this a little bit and just really encourage you guys to just be very, very, you know, particular. And most of you guys do fantastic. Once in a while, I have a problem jar. And that's not a big deal. It happens to me too. I mean, it happens to me too. So the only thing I can say is don't assume your jars are perfect. Inspect them before they go in the milk shed, just so that I can make sure that I'm giving you your milk in the cleanest possible jars. Okay, I hope this was helpful. Send me a message if you have some questions, and I'll be happy to help in any way I can. Okay, bye.